Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have a wonderful guest in studio. It's Allison K Summers. She's the Senior Managing Partner and founder of 360 Business Coaching. Allison, welcome.
Hi, thank you, Liz.
Now, you have an extensive background. Tell me a little bit about you.
So I have over 30 years in business. I did the first 20 years in corporate. Then I did another decade in the nonprofit space, all international business. But before that, I actually started with a degree in professional education. And I think that really served me well through business and leading and training and taking people with me along the way. That's
wonderful. And how did that all come together for you to form 360 Business Coaching?
Well, I had this passion for, again, helping people who are at the top, who just find all of these stresses with business and the rapid pace of business and the change of business. And having been a leader from the corner office, having that sole responsibility for cash flow and payroll and customer satisfaction, I felt that I really had a lot to offer to other people. And I was also doing it for my peers anyway. I started coaching them and helping them and looking at their financial statements with them. And so that's where that passion point came from.
Now, you mentioned the corner office. It's a lonely spot in that corner office. And how does having a business coach help that leader be a better leader for their organization?
So I use this phrase, critical care for the corner office. People really like to bash CEOs right now. They talk about the ones that are like way up here, you know, Fortune 500 level, getting high dollars. But the reality is most CEOs, presidents, general managers are managing business from 5 million to 50 million, and they take on a lot themselves. I mean, they often feel responsibility for carrying the company, and you're right, it does get lonely.
Well, because you can't talk to your employees in a way that you might talk to a business coach, because you're leading them, so you can't really share that much with them. You have to guide them.
Yeah, you can't complain down.
Right, absolutely.
And you also feel this inherent pressure that as the leader, you're supposed to have the answers, and you don't want to show anybody your weak spots. And so you really can use a business coach that can not only help you with the leadership side of things and management, but also in understanding your total business. It's about performance, and it's also at the end about having a little bit better balance while achieving greater success and profits.
We hear a lot of coach terms, executive coach, life coach, and you're a business coach. Tell me how you stand out among those two.
So I think executive coaches really focus a lot about personal development, leadership, all really great things. And then you've got like the life strategist over here who wants to talk about life balance and who wants to talk about, you know, what your aspirations are. And as a business coach, it's a little bit of both, but at the end of the day, I'm still focused with you on the business. I mean, people that are in that corner office, you know, they're driven individuals. They wouldn't be there if they weren't. So a business coach can help you with your leadership, but can also help you with talking about your key performance indicators, about your vision, your mission, about what your financial performance is. So I think a business coach is still focused on the holistic and totality of who you are and what you do.
It sounds more like the business coach is a little bit more grounded in my day-to-day needs.
Absolutely.
Yes. You talked about, when we were off camera, you talked about how today is different and the employees are different today and the challenges. Talk to me a little bit about how you help a CEO today.
Yeah, so I often say in business there are two key challenges. It's talent and technology, right? So talent is very different today. The behaviors of people, the expectations of people, the way they change jobs, and what they really want is they want a good culture. They want a place to call home, that they feel inclusive, and that they believe in the vision of the leader that they're following, and that they believe in the mission. People want to be communicated to more than ever before, and that has, you know, pros and cons. Do you over-communicate, under-communicate? So I really do believe the workplace is different today.
Well, it's got a lot of generations, because you just described the younger generation, but then there's, you know, 50-plusers in there that grew up in a different generation.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the questions that I ask when I hire people, and it sounds funny, but it's like, how do you like to be recognized? And because all of the different generations, I mean, aside from, we study personalities of people and their position, and then you have to add the generation factor. And so if you understand how people want to be recognized and how they want to be communicated to, it's very different. And so sometimes when you have that business coach, you can focus on your people skills and your communication to your people skills, and making sure that you're remembering to put out those accolades, because we live in a society where people want to know that what they're doing is meaningful. Nobody wants to work for a paycheck anymore.
That's true. Now, you've written a book, Connect to Influence, which I think is awesome. Tell me a little bit about, did the book come first? Did the business come first?
They kind of came together. I had a passion, and I was watching two different things, two different ends of the spectrum. I was watching my peers who were more advanced in business losing their edge. They weren't staying relevant, and if they were downsized, outsourced, lost their job, they were out of the game, and I call it the Shadowlands. They went to the Shadowlands, and once you go there, it's really hard to get out. So you have to know how to build those relationships and leverage them for those senior level executives to stay fresh, stay in the game, and what I call is periscope vision, to be able to see out and around what's happening. But I also wrote it because I'm watching the younger generations, and I have a daughter who's 25, come into this very competitive work environment and not know how to get ahead. And you can learn so much at university, but you can learn so much more if you have the right relationships with the right people.
Well, and that's what you talk a lot about, is leveraging that relationships. And I think we often are at events, and we're at events not realizing we need to have an end goal.
Yes. So one of my favorite chapters in the book is accelerate executive level opportunities. And I talk about this thing called a speed up principle. And the S is for my very first one, and that's seek solutions. You should never go to a networking event or interact with your community without knowing at least 3 problems and challenges that you have, and you go into that environment and try to work them into the conversations. Whether you're looking to hire somebody new, you need a new vendor, you need technology solutions, and I think that also comes with an edge of vulnerability. We talked about that, because when you've gone so far in your career, you're supposed to have the answers.
Right.
But seeking solutions is the #1 way you can leverage your network.
Allison, where can we get this book? Is this available everywhere?
So my publisher is Come Into Your Own Publishing, and it's available on their site, but it is also available on Amazon, and you can link to it through my site as well, AllisonKSummers.com.
And that's how, if we want to connect to you and have you be our business coach and help us out, we can get to you that way as well?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you for stopping by, sharing a little bit about what you do and your great book. We look forward to hearing all about your success.
Thank you so much, Liz.
We'll be right back with more Business Connection. Stay tuned.